Okay, we're live.
All right. So Sheldon, why don't you turn towards the camera here? And we're honoring you today, calling this Sheldon Roningan Day. It is November 15th, 2013, and we're here on the north wing of the Carnegie, where we have many tools that we're going to go through in about a half hour's time. So, do you have anything to say for the camera?
There's one thing that's got me stumped.
What's that? What has you stumped?
I need a volunteer.
Okay, I will volunteer.
I don't know what this is for.
I do. I know what it's for. It's for chicken. It's for a chicken to lay her eggs.
I've never seen it in this.
Well, I think we got it at the museum. So, I don't know. Maybe they put straw in it.
Yeah, so you have to put straw.
They would have to put that in. Yeah, so I'm glad that you were stumped about something because you know everything else in here. So you just get it out right away. You just admit. That's very humble of you.
My ignorance makes your erudition more obvious.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, I know. That's right. He's a reader. Okay, so we got that taken care of now. So why don't we start with this wood piece right here? Could you tell us what this is? Show it to the camera.
Way back when people had boxes for pelts, this was used as a height stretcher or skin stretcher for red fox. The pelts were from $12 to $15, and when you're working for $1 an hour, that is a good return. There was also a $4 bounty on boxes at that time.
So this isn't to catch the fox, it's to stretch the hide. Is that right? Okay, I misunderstood. Okay, well, we'll set this down here. Could you tell us a little bit about this milk can?
A 10-gallon milk can was used, those that sold milk put it in 10-gallon cans, it was refrigerated, and was picked up daily. There were also 8-gallon cans with the same dimensions except for the height, and I've seen one 5-gallon can in this design, but that's a little over 60 years ago.
Sheldon, how much do these cans weigh without the milk?
I don't know.
Maybe. Many pounds.
They were heavy, yes.
Could you tell us what that is next to it right there on the floor?
This is a wind turbine. It's mounted on ropes and ventilates attics if you've got any kind of wind. They're still in use. I've got one that's set up to 115 mile an hour west wind.
Wow.
How about that seat? Yeah.
This is an implement seat. I would almost bet it's from a hay rake or manure spreader. You sit on this and go to the horses at full volume.
Yeah?
This is the hammer mill spray. Hammer mills were used for grinding any kind of grain, mostly corn or barley, and it had a well-deserved reputation for picking up an awful lot of dust.
Well, here, Sheldon, so there'd be two pieces like this, and the grain would come out as it's point.
Inside,
yeah.
Here, the hammer, break it up until it gets small enough to go through this thing.
Okay, all right.
That's feed for animals.
Right, yep.
This is a featherweight shovel. Oddly enough, it was a featherweight compared to ones that were used at the time. This is about 32nd of an inch thick, and the rest of the grain shovels were at least a 16th of an inch thick, much heavier. When I started loading, raising leeks, they were loaded in trucks or wagons by hand. This is the fork they used. Also worked on potatoes in potato storage. You open the bin and shove them onto a grater or sacker. The last 2 years this was used, I used it cleaning barns. It's much too heavy, but it gets the job done faster.
I used to carry one of those on the beet lifter, actually.
Here's my nose fault. 6 times. Most of them were 5.
Sheldon, before you go on, could you explain what this piece is?
This is a section of a motorcycle.
For a sickle to cut grass?
Cutting hay or weeds. Some of these sections have been replaced. When you're mowing along a road, rocks get between the sickle proper and this sickle section and break the tips off. And you have to replace it with it.
It's a very timeless design. It's still used today.
Could you explain
Somebody
this?
was pretty smart when they
Could you
made that.
explain this?
One man saw, crosscut saw, use it for felling trees. It's not particularly fast, so have patience.
Have good arms.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Let me see. Back in the old days when you raised everything, all you had to buy was sugar, salt, coffee, and pepper. Very little more. This was used to poke holes through hams and bacon so you could hang them for smoking.
Oh.
I've known people who had corn, cow corn to pigs, and then smoked the bacon with their crops. And chickens got the ashes.
You don't waste anything. So if I understand you correctly, you put the rope or thread or something through
You
this
put the
needle.
string
It's
through
like
the
a
hole
needle.
and then poke it to
Sure.
the bacon.
Okay.
I didn't know that one, I know.
No?
These here are also through advertising handouts for grocery use.
Hellstad, fuel and heating.
This particular model up here was made for Beverly's pop, sold by sanitary dairy only. Here we have you recall a hoof clipper. It would work on sheep with a sharp knife is better, but you have to be careful so you don't take too much.
Yeah.
And they're also very good for pulling nails.
Okay.
Also, they're used for pulling staples out of barbed fences. Nose baskets for horses. If you have trouble with ace flies, this is it.
Sure.
Bells for horse harness. Back in the old days, people took great pride in their horses. And almost anybody could see a team of horses and give you their ancestry.
And give what?
For what it's worth, the draft horse was developed to carry armored knights, and horses were also armed. You can't get these anymore.
It's a big one.
If you've got a cow or calf with an infection, you could get antibiotic at, say, Fleet Supply or Home of Economy and feed them yourself.
Now you have to get a vet to do
Some
it.
people didn't like giving animal shots because after the first shot, they knew what you were up to. They could get kicked
Uh-huh.
or bitten if they couldn't stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Brood basket for feeding horses. You could carry the horse pretty good if you had it.
And then they just tied it around the horse's neck? Or you just hung it?
You took it on the garden.
Oh, okay.
The weight, I don't know exactly what it's for. It's a little bit light for a hitching weight.
Yep.
Curry comb. They really like to be curried,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps the horse keep cool in hot weather.
Mm-hmm.
Look around horses with shoes. They have to be removed and reset every 5 to 6 weeks. Curb bit goes in the horse's mouth, and actually this is at least a mild form of cruelty to animals.
Mm-hmm.
It holds the head up, and that can just pretty much damage your horse's pulling ability.
Sure.
Three horseshoes. Three different sized horses. Cocks for traction on ice.
Okay.
I found a horseshoe once with an 8-penny nail. So it must have been a rough life for that particular horse.
Yes, I would guess so.
Now, dehorning calves.
Mm.
When the horn is about 3/4 of an inch long, slide this over it,
Sure.
it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It must be a painful proposition. Another way, you can't do it anymore because you can't get the potassium hydroxide. File the horn, make it a little bit tender, and then put moist potassium hydroxide on it. That gives them a nice burn which destroys the horn.
Hmm.
You can also use another tool down the line here.
Is there quite a bit of feeling then in the horns? They do feel pain from that then?
Basically, it's just like a finger.
Oh, okay. Ouch. Yeah, you never think of that as being something that has pain sensors.
Read by the nose.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen animals pull against these hard enough to break these things. It must have left them with a sore nose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people are wearing those now.
stitching track for repairing harness. You need another licensing sort. And I used an ice pick to punch the holes in the leather to it. Homemade.
Mm-hmm.
I know a new World War I vet whose MOS was saddler. He did leather work. He used quite a few horses during the First World War. The Germans used horses during the Second World War because they didn't have enough pulling vehicles. The reason they didn't use poison gas, they couldn't find or develop a mass that a horse would wear and still pull. Somewhere between 425,000 and 450,000 horses and mules gave their all for the Union and Confederate armies during the Civil War.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Wool cards.
What are they called?
You take a suitable sized piece of wool, lay it on one card, do like this, until you get the card into a nice fluffy piece about this long and maybe E wide. Then you can do your quilting when you've got enough of them, or spin. The mother made wool blankets and remade them every 3 or 4 years.
Sheldon, I think I have a picture of your mother with the spinning wheel. Is that right? Did she have a spinning wheel?
And that was my maternal grandmother.
Oh, okay.
Roningan has most of the pictures.
Oh, okay, sure.
So you've got an inside track there.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Vern, I know Vern. Do you need some help? I could bring this down. Okay, yeah.
Wrench. It looks like we're not on a wooden wagon wheel, but it had to be a big one. Incidentally, it's a right-hand thread on one side of the wagon and the left-hand thread on the other side. So if you back it up too much, the wheels come off.
That makes sense.
This is completely obsolete. The first reapers, you had to break the grain off the reaper. They just cut it. The trick was to get it into even-sized bunches, so the next guy could come along and take 3 or 4 straws and you bind them into a bundle instead of use your grain stalks instead of twine before there was twine.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. And then this.
This shows about 60 years use down there. They're used to seed grass and grain in skip spots.
I guessed that one right.
So you'd wear it, Sheldon, you'd wear it across your body somehow, and then you
About like so.
and then you
Crank, and it spins out the seed.
yeah, broadcasting. Okay. No straight rows. Just
Nope. Wheat doesn't care.
Draw knife for removing bark from small poles or trimming a board to fit because you didn't measure it right.
I'd use one of those.
Mm.
The preferred way of removing horns from an adult cattle.
This is heavy.
This does affect faster with much more blood loss. I've seen cattle horns removed with a saw like this, and I don't very much if you lost 2 tablespoons of blood. But these are the bucketful.
This
One-
is extremely heavy. I would say
big bolt cutter, yeah.
5 to 10 pounds.
10, no, it's more than that.
Because that horn is about a good 2 inches in diameter, and you go down half an inch into the skin at the base. Now, no anesthetics.
No. I imagine that was one mad animal.
Yeah. So maybe you could explain about this.
Before there were horse collars, you couldn't get much pulling use out of a horse. Cane's collar, their collar has to be sized to the horse. And the horse size is given in pounds, and if you've got a team of horses, it's the weight of the team that you get. So a 3,200 pound team, the 1,600 pound horses. And there were and probably still are people who could look at, say, a cow or a horse and give you that horse or cow's weight to within 10 pounds. I almost got that good myself, but that's a long time ago. My memory only goes back reliably to somewhere between 70 and 75 years.
Okay. Well,
This square, yep.
Bull saw, sometimes called a Swede saw, is very good on small stuff because it cuts both ways. These one-man or two-man saws only cut one way. The carpenter's hand saw only cuts one way.
It's true.
The Japanese saw cuts on the push, going this way. In the United States, they cut on the pull.
I wonder what the philosophy behind that was. That's a design that you get today yet too there at tree trimming saw.
Actually, this has me stumped. I don't know what it is. I don't really know.
I don't know if it would make today's auto safety standards.
Anyway, it's a jack. And do that work under a car with just a jack holding it up. I've known at least one guy who got killed with
Yeah.
it.
No, yes.
wow. This has the wood piece in it still, so I think this is what was used to crank it, wasn't it?
No, that's
No?
in wood.
Oh, I know. Oh.
This is what moved it.
Oh, sure. Okay. Dad was right. All right.
Potato picker chain also used on beef lifters for many years. And about the third time the chain breaks, replace it. Cut a suitable length, it makes a very good tank peg.
Yes, it does. I have put together hundreds of those, usually in a muddy field at about 4 o'clock in the morning with the rain falling, and it's all lying in the truck box.
Yeah.
Random. And of all places, it came from coast to coast.
Huh.
Dates back to about 1940, and it's only like you had to work with outside in those days.
To milk the cows.
Milking cows, where you take it up in the silo, set it off to one side,
Carrot feed.
then
Mm-hmm.
start chopping that frozen silage about 2 feet out from the.
Don't get a sliver from it there, yeah. There's a sharp spot there.
It's just ordinary pickaxe.
Mm-hmm. Let's just take a break here, Sheldon. I'm going to move the camera to a different position here. Okay.
Sign, a brush sign, used for, it works on grass, but it's what you have to use on buckbrush or anything about that consistency. The trouble with using this on grass, it's a short blade. Takes longer.
Sure. Yep. And then maybe right behind you
Milk scale. If you're on the Dairy Herd Improvement Association, you had to weigh all the milk from each cow once or twice a month. And you just land your bucket here.
Still works too. I tried it.
Ready to go.
Okay. Yep.
Trocar and cannula, loaded cattle. Rain and alfalfa often cause growth. Some animals were more susceptible to growth than others. If you can't get it down any other way, you either run a hose down the throat, or last resort, stab the right spot on the left side, like so, and you pull this out and step back. Look down here to see if it's working.
And if you do it wrong,
They die.
they die. Yes.
Little bands could be used on horns if they're young enough. Sometimes you have to kind of cheat a little bit and make a groove all the way around so the rubber band will stay put. Also used for castrating lambs and milking lambs.
Oh.
The right sort of tongs and heat was a better method, but it works. Early slow type potato planter.
Okay.
Slow type.
Have a stick here, set it down, stick here, lift it up, drop the potatoes in, pull it out. You can also plant walnuts to do it.
Walnut? Walnuts? Great sound.
I have never run into a herd of cattle where they use these things.
Only on the radio. Old time radio.
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear that.
But I have never seen a cow wear them.
No.
I think they run until they collapse.
Yeah. Those are heavy.
hitchy plate. Run your reins or lines through this, through it overboard, and the horses are pretty for a chance you stay put.
He's not going to go very fast, that's for sure.
You see, when they pull on it, it affects the bit.
Mm-hmm. That's the stop. Yep.
Resting peg. Worn when you're husking corn, or picking corn by hand. 100 bushels a day was outstanding. I have seen people finish the field in June of the following year. It's a slow process.
Oh, I see.
And about 40 to 50 years ago, when we had corn pickers, they kept sort of a score sheet on the number of hands and feet that had been lost with corn pickers. The temptation to pick something off the husking bed when it was burning got too much for some people once.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, once we do it. Maybe let's go here because we've got the camera close by.
Blacksmith tongs, as you can see, they're formed to handle one size of rock. Just an ordinary sheet ramp with rust. Commonly known as a monkey wrench. I don't think you get too far working on anything with a wrench like this now.
It's pretty similar to the pipe wrench, though.
In a specialized plane, somebody let his tools get rusty.
Yeah, yes.
That was Dad. Or Grandpa. This is from our barns. Yeah.
Riveting clamp for harness repair. Those are usually brass rivets.
Now I know what it's for. I have one of those and I never knew what it was. Mine's not that rusty even. Dig that out of the drawer.
One row of corn or potato cultivator shovel.
It's called a shovel?
Yeah.
Shovel, okay.
You wouldn't believe the work it is to change shovels on a, say, a 20-foot field cultivator by hand. This is steel flat chain and what looks like a hand crank for corn sheller or fanning mill. The fanning mill is a very poor way of cleaning grain. You don't get enough junk out of it to make it worth the effort. Toes are not magnetic, but this is a toe magnet.
Cow magnet.
It goes down the toe's throat and keeps any scrap iron, nails or small bolts.
So if they've swallowed something metal,
Yeah.
you give them that?
It's called hardware disease.
Yes. Swallowing bolts is not good.
No?
I don't know what these are, but I bought back there go on a beater or a nurse cutter. a valuable antique. This is a cuspidor or spittoon, used by people who chew snuff. I took the cure when I was 7 years old. Or chewing tobacco. Generally placed on a mat because nobody is perfect. Aim is often not the best. It's a stupid habit, by the way. The broadaxe, used for squaring logs. If you're going to use this, I would advise replacing the handle.
Yes, I would say so.
Be patient, yeah.
So that was more for notching the logs then?
No, it could be used for notching, but basically it was used for squaring.
Okay.
The flail says here, used for peas and beans. It would work, but I would have seen a 3-tine fork used more for threshing beans than one like this. The flail is also used ad hoc, more or less, on the front of a tank to detonate mines. Although, during the Iraq War, they had 8 to 10-year-old kids running out in front of the troops to detonate any mines. But they were protected. They had a key to heaven, each of them.
According to their belief.
The bigger version, used on grain back in the days when they used reapers. Before burners, this gets you back to about 1830.
Now that was used to actually shell the grain out of the heads, or what exactly, where in the process was that used?
You put your grain on a good solid floor and then beat it with this.
Okay.
You could also walk on it.
Maybe, could you explain, while you're talking about wheat, how you would do, this is the separator and this is the threshing machine.
Bearing surface between the belt and the pulley. Heads first and keep an even flow of bundles as possible. Grain comes out here. There's a little tally up here that counts it weighs the grain. When you've got 60 pounds of wheat in it, it tips and the grain runs into a wagon alongside.
Huh.
The blower is down here and straw comes out here. The trick is to build a nice pile, and at night you could see burning straw piles all around the country. Gopher trap. There's a few tricks to finding the runway on a pocket gopher, small runway, and setting the trap. It's the runway is formed on the side that's got the dimple on it, and when you dig it out, set your, see if we can get this in sync. Well, anyway, set the trap in, look down so it's about flush with the bottom of the runway. For a rapid gopher, set the trap upside down over the runway entrance. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Pocket gophers work alone if they're above ground and over 3 feet from the hole. They'll attack anything, even a TD9 crawler, but they don't win very often. Oh yes. Time was, every beat that went through the gate at American Crystal started with one of these first. They go down the row and across the field. And when they get to 6 rows, pick up each beats, one in each hand, get them together, throw them to the side, go through with something called a float to clear the ground and get the reasonable bottom to it. Then you come along with the knife, pick up and hit the beat, and you lose a finger on that.
There's a lot of less manual labor. How
Weather spectrum. Also emergency calf puller, but it isn't the world's best.
emergency calf puller?
Oh,
Thing is
being born?
being born or on the
You pull it
mud.
up.
When you get back
Getting born, yeah.
far enough, this is how your grain was cut.
With that little sickle?
And no 100 acres a day.
No,
No, we wouldn't do that.
that's so, were they doing it on their hands and knees then? To cut it off because it's just a short handle?
You get down where the grain is.
Yep.
See?
Down on your hands and knees.
Yeah.
Or bent.
This
Yep.
is a sickle cone used for sharpening those sickles.
Okay.
You have to have it on a belt and plug from underneath. Holding a 5 to 7 foot mower sickle steady on one of these takes a certain amount of strength and possibly dedication, I don't know. Put this in a pig's mouth, lift or push down, and you can get in there with a bowling gun or a pill forceps and you're in business.
It's for horses and cows. Yeah.
Pigs, I think.
Pigs.
Calf weeder. The prongs go on the calf's side.
Ouch.
That way he learns eventually to leave his mother alone because she's going to have another calf within maybe 3 or 4 months.
That weans the calf.
Yep.
Farm weights. Back in the days, about 1950s, there were people who raised purebred cattle as a hobby or tax dogs of some sort. Instead of having the horns come out, curving forward, which takes up more space and is a little more dangerous, they put the weights on when they're about 2 inches long. And then over time the horns curl down. But you've got to get them off before they go into the jaw. I've seen that happen.
Ooh. Poor cow. Bull.
Last, you stick around long enough, you see almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Those family farms were not for the squeamish. This is called a sickle guard. Actually, it's a pickup guard. If you're got a real good rain crop and a little wind comes along and it lays down, you put one of these about every 12 sickle guards all the way across the platform.
And that would lift up the green.
Lift up the green so that it can cut.
Got it.
Now they use air for that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The
That's a drill, isn't it?
brace end of a bit and brace. Before electric drills and battery powered drills, you had something like this.
Buildings like this were built with those tools.
Right?
Here is a bit that's adjustable for size.
I think there could be just a couple more things in front of Steve there, right? Oh yeah, the witch. The,
Ah, yes.
what do you call it?
Dividing rods?
Thanks so much. I will watch the tape. Thanks for coming.
I'm not going to demonstrate it, but you hold them about like this, concentrate on keeping them straight, and believe you can find what you're looking for. Be it the water line, electric line, telephone line, or grid, and you've got a good chance of finding it. Now, start out like so, when they cross like this, the cross is right over what you're looking for.
Oh.
Wow.
Think I can
Nobody
find
knows
the
how
name
it
of
works. Nobody knows how it works, but they do know it works.
I have seen it work.
If you can do it, any kind of wire will work.
Some people are
Two
better.
fingers are traditional.
Well, like I said, I watched a man locate wires in a wall with it with 100% accuracy. It was, to him, it was like, yeah, oh, I can do that. I can show you where the wires are.
Just an ordinary
Yes.
double disc furrow opener for a grain drill.
Yep. Still got some dirt and seed in it.
That's the real thing.
So much the worse for wear.
Yeah.
16-inch disc blade. It could be used for a gun. Anyway, it's just another 16-inch disc blade, much smaller than anything used now.
They also make very good bases if you weld a pipe on them if you want to make some kind of a stand.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Now they run 20 to 22-inch diameter discs, and much heavier. This, it's a seed plate for either corn or wheat drill. I would bet on corn.
That's what I would guess.
You have to match the disc of the seed plate to the size and shape of the corn kernel or wheat seed. Release harder. With a longer rope, you put this around the animal's neck, move it to where you want 'em, and you just pull the string, October, you don't have to fight slack to get the noose over the not going around his head.
Well, that's a handy
Release
option.
harness.
Release harness.
But it's apparently used to hold something.
I think it's, I don't know anything about this, but my dad said that you would put the carburetor or something in here.
Looks like it's made to hold something round, yes.
Yeah. Oh, this thing right here.
Clevis used with chain and tractor with the drawbar to move things like logs or hooked up to some implements.
How about this?
Barbed wire, 12.5 gauge 2-point. Here is how you fasten. Now you put suitable voltage on this, and you've got an electric fence.
Ran into a few of those in my day.
You're going to make a little better impression.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
about explaining about this sort of thing?
Sediment bowls. They're just collect water and dirt from the gutters. Gasoline. This is from a specific application, but they're you keep an eye on it. You can dump it before it gets up to the top. That's a lens for a headlight.
A tractor. Look how small it is.
Most tractors have a bulb on the other side.
And then this, of course, we all know, but I hadn't seen
That part of it.
inside.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Telephone insulator for the cross arm. If you watch the wires, you'll see that if you've got, say, 4 or 8 wires on each cross arm, they do not go to the always go to the corresponding insulator on the pull down the line. They move around to prevent what is known as the transformer effect. Reduces crosstalk. Have you ever run into
okay.
crosstalk on your phone?
Yep. Well, I think that's about it.
And here, insulators, a real hot item. These are older. The blue ones are older.
Oh.
I had half a dozen of these. They disappeared.
Oh.
There's-
Are they valuable?
Just like anything else you normally throw away, look long enough and you'll find somebody collecting it.
The ones that-
That's a big collector item is the insulators now.
If it's old enough to throw off, somebody's collecting it.
That's right.
That's true. Well, thank you, Sheldon. I think we've covered everything. Maybe folks have some questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Yes, thank you, Sheldon.
One question, Sheldon. How old are you?
I just turned 80.
You just turned 80, okay.